Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. We've done the Limit Breaker SSJ4 Goku video, now it's time for the Limit Breaker SSJ4 Jeets video, also at 55%. So we have his ideal rotation set up, whereas Goku's two links that they individually have that they don't share with each other is same Warrior Race and Kamehameha, which is attack links. Jeets has Prodigies, which is of course attack links shared by other Jeets, which you'll get with the support Xeno Jeets, and then Royal Lineage, which is only a support link. So Vegeta, kind of his best rotation will literally be with this Goku, and primarily just this Goku. So in terms of turn 1, we are looking at pre-super a 272k attack stat, 135k defense. Of course, he's slightly better defensively than Goku. Yes, overall defensively Goku is better because of the damage reduction, but in terms of actual just straight out defense, the SSJ4 Limit Breaker Vegeta is better on that front. And let's see what my boy can do. So of course he's a 170 lead for crossover or giant 8 power category allies, which is pretty good, especially when you consider the amount of units that can go on giant 8 power, including the Dragon Ball Heroes units as well, to get those Dragon Ball Heroes kind of buffs. 3.69 million, just shy of 3.7. I know that doesn't look that good, but when you consider the fact that Jeets has a built-in additional, he's doing in the region of almost 4 million every time he supers. So that kind of makes up for it. And you know, if you have dupes, again, or skill orbs, but more so dupes, you have more of a chance of launching a second additional where he's going to raise his attack and defense 3 times in total, which is pretty dope. And also do in the region of a 4 million attack stat 3 times, and then of course the possibility of crits because you have dupes. So yes, it's not as much as Goku, but as I'm saying, you know, because he's got a guaranteed additional, he is actually all in all doing some pretty good damage in total. Would it be nice if he was closer to like Goku's attack stat and doing additionals? Obviously 100% I would have loved that, but you know, there has to be a trade-off. But you know, as I was saying, the 170 when it comes to giant 8 power, you can squeeze some of the LRSSJ4s on there, you know, the Easy A's, the year 7 units, while still keeping like the bulk of the team, you know, Dragon Ball Heroes category allies, or in Vegeta's case, Superclass giant 8 power or Dragon Ball Heroes category allies, and still keeping Goku's buff as well, getting the additional attack plus 80% and also the damage reduction as well. If you know, have the Dokkan Awakened Bardock, Gohan, and then of course, as I said, the Easy 8 LRSSJ4s or the 7 LRSSJ4 as well. So that is also a possibility. And then in terms of on Super, the same as Goku, he's raising attack and defense by 30%. Of course, you're guaranteed to do that twice in a turn because of his built-in additional, which he will only get again with Superclass Giant 8 Power or Dragon Ball Heroes category allies, which again, typically you're not going to run these Dragon Ball Heroes units too far out the realm of other Dragon Ball Heroes category units, just because you don't want to miss out on those buffs that they're getting, especially Vegeta and his additional, because his additional is very, very helpful. Again, especially because you're going to be raising your attack and defense twice, you know, a bit more damage output, but more importantly, raising your defense by 30% twice in a turn 8 each time is of course very, very helpful. Considering unlike Goku, he doesn't have damage reduction, he doesn't have guard, doesn't have dodge, doesn't have counters. So yeah, and that's very easy to do considering how good a lot of them are, the Easy A's, the Dokkan Awakenings, and also Vegeta has a little bit more variety and a bit more variant in there. As I said, Superclass Giant 8 Power category allies, you're looking at some of the better category units in the game when it comes to those guys. So yeah, very easy to run him with those, even those that are outside of Dragon Ball Heroes units as well. He's also getting Ki plus 3 and attack and defense plus 180 at the start of the turn, and an additional attack and defense plus 60% on Super. Again, he's getting the additional defense plus 80% and launching an additional super attack when all allies attacking in the same turn are Superclass Giant 8 Power or Dragon Ball Heroes category characters. Whereas Goku supplies Superclass allies with defense plus 40%, Jeets is supplying allies with attack plus 40%. Instead, when there's an ally whose name includes Goku, of course, Goku's is when an ally includes Vegeta. Ideally, as I said with Goku, you're going to be running these two together. You need Goku attacking in the same turn, and then he'll get an additional attack and defense plus 40%. Attacks guaranteed to hit and disables enemy's guard starting from the turn in which the character performs the 5th super attack in battle, which is relatively easy when you consider even at 55%, you're always going to be doing 2 attacks in one turn. So by the third turn Jeets appears, he's going to have the additional attack and defense plus 40%. I would have preferred something a little different compared to attacks guaranteed to hit. Yes, it's nice if a unit dodges and disabling an enemy's guard, but I would have preferred something a little bit more useful. Do you know what I mean? Like, just something that would have kind of impacted a battle or a run a little more. So we do have every single link active in the middle right now, and we are sitting on pre-super, a 326k attack stat, literally just under 150k defense stat. And then of course, we are going to get the guaranteed additional, so we're going to be super attacking twice in this turn with all links active, and also the support from Xenojeets on top of that. And what are we looking at in terms of an attack stat? Okay, Goku's going to get super attacked first. That's completely fine. That is completely fine. We are looking at a 4.4 million attack stat. I'm pretty sure that's still without the additional attack and defense plus 40%. And then of course the guaranteed additional goes up to a 4.6 million attack stat, which is actually pretty good because that's over 4.5 mil twice. Or sorry, 4.4 and 4.6 mil. In total, again, if you had a dupe in him or skill orbs, you could potentially hit another additional, raise attack and defense by 30% twice, which means it's close to 5 mil. But that's 3, 4.4, 4.6, then probably 4.8, 4.9 million attack stats. That's 3 of those. And then, of course, importantly, raising your defense by 30% twice. And then if you had a dupe, 3 times in total, which of course puts him in a very good spot defensively if you do have a dupe in him and you're hitting that second additional. So yeah, yes, it's slightly less than what, you know, Goku's putting out, but considering he has the built-in additional, it definitely does make up for it. And I'm impressed. I'm impressed. A dupe in this guy would actually work really well. Not so much for the second additional. I mean, it would be very nice to get the second additional off, more so for defensive reasons, but just for the fact you could crit, or there's the possibility to crit on any of those super attacks he does, the initial one, the additional, or potentially the second additional from having dupes, definitely is very, very handy, especially once he does get the additional attack and defense plus 40% after performing 5 supers, which I'm pretty sure after the first super in this turn, we are going to have the additional attack and defense plus 40%. Actually, we might already have it now because he's on a 381k attack stat pre-super and 190k defense. I'm pretty sure Trunks doesn't supply support, does he? Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure we have the additional attack and defense plus 40% considering where Jeets' defense is sitting right now. And again, this is at 55%. This is at 55%. And as I was saying with Goku, where the Dragon Ball Heroes kind of level is every year, as I said, they're never going to be on a Dokkan Fest level. They're never going to be on the most recent celebrations level, like worldwide. They're never going to be on that level. Yeah, no, he's got it. 4.6 million. Again, he's going to be doing that twice. And that's without support. Yeah, the fact he's going to be doing that twice makes up for the fact that he doesn't do as much damage as Goku does, especially when Goku has the additional attack and defense plus 40% that he gets. But a dupe in him would be so nice, especially because you could possibly crit on any one of the super attacks you end up doing. And then again, if you super attack 3 times, having your defense where it will be after getting 30% defense raises on 3 super attacks is also going to be very handy for harder content like Red Zone. So yeah, I think I'm definitely going to go back in and try and get a dupe. Or dupe-ser. I mean, it would be nice to get dupe-ser, plural. But I think I'm definitely going to go back in and try and get dupes. Because while they don't necessarily need dupes, like, they're performing very well at 55%. Like, I'm very impressed considering the level the heroes units are typically at. Just having a dupe in harder content will be so handy at dealing some extra damage, making them a bit more defensively solid. And also, it'll make them just more fun to use. They're already very fun to use as it is, even at 55%. But with a dupe, just that extra sprinkle. Just that extra sprinkle. Just in case, let me actually pop an Icarus, just in case I don't want to die. But yeah, man, I'm impressed. As I said, if Jeets had an attack stat like Goku while hitting additionals, he would generally be nuts. But I'm impressed. He's good, man. He is good. And as I said, it's very easy with Jeets to kind of... Technically, you would still be running his 200% lead, which of course he's on right now because we're running dual Jeetses. But, you know, technically you can run him with other units that aren't Dragon Ball Heroes units, because he does have that Giant 8 power buff in his, in his passive, and he's also a Giant 8 power 170 lead. So yes, while, for example, the Year 7 LRs, or specifically the Year 7 LR SSJ4s, or the Easy 8 LR SSJ4s wouldn't be performing at their best, they still perform very well on a 170 lead. Jeets would still be getting his bonuses or buffs from, having Superclass Giant 8 Power or Dragon Ball Heroes categorized in the same turn as well, because you have Goku, and also, of course, those SSJ4s fall under Giant 8 Power category. And then Goku was still getting his buffs, every other turn as well, which obviously isn't as good, but there's still the possibility of actually having those buffs, which is getting the attack plus 80% and the damage reduction. So you could do that as a team build, and it probably could work quite well. It's just the inconsistency on Goku's damage reduction, which would let that team down. But the fact is, it's a possibility is very nice to me, and as I said, it does kind of add a little bit of layer of versatility to team building, which I am indeed a fan of. When it comes to Vegeta's 200% lead in total compared to Goku's, but I'm impressed, man. As I said, overall, I'm impressed with both Goku and Vegeta at 55%. Like, they are performing very, very well. And if you're expecting them to perform at a Dokkan Fest level, you may want to bring your expectations down, because Dragon Ball Heroes units have never been on that level. And I really can't wait to see how they do in Red Zone, especially the new Super Dragon Ball Heroes Red Zone, which I will do videos on. As I said, there's just so much to do in such little time. But your boy's trying. I'm trying to get as much content done as possible in the little time I have. And believe me, there is a lot of content to cover. So many showcases, so many videos taking them into content, doing the new Red Zone. There's a lot of stuff to do. I also want to go back in to get dupes, so there are potentially more videos there as well. We'll see. We will see. So, with the Prodigies linked active, with support and Vegeta fully built up, you're looking at a 456k attack stat with 200k defense. Now, considering again he's going to raise his attack and defense by 30% twice minimum, because of course there's a possibility of a third super, because we do have that 55% 5 additional in there, because he's a Fizz unit. That is looking pretty good. Goku's going to kill, so I'm actually going to lose out on Prodigies, and we go down to a 429k attack stat. Of course, the defense is going to stay in the same place. I'm going to pop in Icarus just in case. In fact, we probably wouldn't die, but still, I'm going to pop it anyway. And I can probably work out a decent estimate of where his attack stat will be on Super with Prodigies active. So without it, 5.19, that's very good. And again, especially because he's going to do it twice, you're looking at 5.2 to 5.3 mil if we did have Prodigies active. Then again, he would have got the additional. He would have gone up to like 5.3 on the additional, 5.4, 5.5 with Prodigies active. It's good, man. It's good. These units are a lot of fun to use, and that's at 55%. But do let me know what you think down in the comments. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe if you are new. I'll see you in the next video, guys, and peace.